I'd always thought Hermes a perverse choice. The colony seal featured the spiral of a genome in place of the snakes. I signed on a line above the word arrived. Getting out of the city was hell. Simon never honked. He preferred to keep his foot on the brake and his hands in his lap until some kind soul led us on the interstate. Signs pointed toward the Long Island Expressway, the LIE, which seemed absolutely right for a road that did not take anyone expressly anywhere. We got off at Exit 41, Oyster Bay, looped around onto Route 106, and drove through the town of Jericho, flat and sparsely treed, with factories and parking lots. As we left Jericho, parking lots turned to fields. Fields guarded driveways to palatial homes, and homes boasted 4-car garages, 3-story top-to-bottom windows. We passed estates with tennis courts, private ponds, and swimming pools. We passed Brookfield Road, Windsor Road, Bella Sonia Road, and I was feeling regal in the front seat of the Astro, my head back, thinking of Grayson going down on me in a mansion. Who was I kidding? We could never afford a mansion. Besides, Grayson had never quite figured me out in that regard. I was always left on the ledge, like, make your tongue stronger, honey. I started thinking of a pool boy and a float. I'd forgotten all about Simon when he pointed out Mutton Town Preserve and said it was named Best Nature Walk of Long Island. I didn't hear the rest of his spiel. I was stuck on the word mutton, and why on earth someone would name a town after sheep flesh, stew, prostitutes. The leaves of the trees had just begun to turn yellow at the tips. One tree seemed to have said fuck it and gone dying yellow before the rest. Several large birds with patches around their eyes circled the preserve. To make Simon feel useful, I asked, "What are those birds called?" "Seahawks," he told me, and other things concerning the wildlife of Long Island. Just when I thought I'd seen the biggest palace, a bigger palace appeared, mocking the one before it, with additional wings and gardens. Around East Norwich, the houses got smaller and closer together. We passed a high school, and I thought of Durham Prep, where I taught, and of Mrs. Snodgrass, the incapable substitute who was standing behind my desk, writing on my chalkboard, and requiring my honors students to read Our Town. "I think I'll teach Our Town," she said in that monotone of hers, punctuated with long sounds as if she were enjoying a bowl of mutton. I've taught it so much I could teach it in my sleep. How was Gabe Fink or Aaron Truitt or Adam McLean going to learn anything from Mrs. Snodgrass? Didn't she realize she was competing against pills, inhalants, handhelds, and hormones for their attention? And she was going to do this with Our Town? We passed signs for Pine Hollow Country Club. A convertible cut in front of us with a bumper sticker that read, "Prevail through knowledge." More and more boats parked in driveways, more and more tackle shops. Everything I knew about Long Island came from Emily Smoke, a transfer student who rose to popularity at my own high school. She lived in Westchester before moving to Durham and had this to say about Long Island. "People want to go to the Hamptons. I don't like the Hamptons because I think they're overpriced and annoying. I'm not into it at all, but all the stars go there during the summer. Long Island is full of people who have no class but have a lot of money. If you're from Westchester like me, then you're old money. Either place, people take the train. Everyone takes the train. Nobody drives. People mostly go to their pool." We turned right onto the turnpike, past a golf course, more mansions. My family is lodged squarely in the middle class, 2,000 antebellum square feet in Hickory, North Carolina. Maybe the colony would be a restored estate. We approached the harbor, and Simon pointed out Bungtown Road, home to the laboratories at Cold Spring Harbor. The colony was situated across the bay, opposite headquarters in Cold Spring Harbor State Park. Just as we were about to cross the bridge, a police officer stepped in front of the van with a stop sign. Behind him, people were running back and forth carrying stacks of something in their hands. "Petrie Plate Relay Race," Simon said, shifting the Astro into park. "Happens every fall." A small crowd lined either side of the street, rooting for one of 3 teams. The teams wore shirts with the Greek symbols Alpha, Zeta, or Omega. A girl close to my window dropped her ice cream cone. She looked up at her parents, who were chanting, "Go, Zeta, go!" and picked the cone from the ground and resumed licking.